Good day everyone, your sock monkey here, and today I've got a update video on my beloved Hooptie, my 2002 Kia Rio, which I've affectionately named Goldie because obviously she's gold. So I've owned the car now since October of 2019, and we're coming up on almost 7 months of ownership. I just got the car washed. So basically gonna take you around the car, give you a mileage check, show you how basically the car's been holding on. So to start off, quick backstory about this car for those of you who might be new to the channel. This car replaced a 1998 Ford Escort that I had for about a year. I put 30,000 miles on that Escort, but then the car developed a really nasty rod knock. That was due to a wrist pin going out in the engine. And for those of you who might know those Escorts, it had the 2-liter SPI engine, so the old split port induction engine, which is basically a redone version of the old CVH, of the really old CVH engine that was also in my 94 Tracer. So starting off, headlights, one thing that I've been wanting to do, get one of those kits and redo them. The car, obviously, as you can tell, it's got a lot of scrapes and stuff. This car obviously is a 18-year-old Kia at this point. I lost an argument with one of those parking pole things. Wheels, 15-inch wheels. I'm sorry, they're 14-inch wheels. Gonna have to get new tires eventually. They're about 10 years old. Just got an oil change done. They tried to sell me on a engine flush and I said no. Also got the brakes and tie rods done. Brakes were really bad, and the tie rods as well were, they said the tie rods were about ready to fall off the car. So got those done at a local garage. Dealer tried quoting me, went to the dealer, that was a huge mistake. They tried quoting me $2,900. I told them to put the car back together, and they tried telling me the car was unsafe to drive. I told them I'd take my chances, and I drove to another dealership, or I'm sorry, I drove to an independent garage who buttoned the car up together for $800. So I was pretty happy with that. Coming to the back, nothing new here. Just my Blackhawks and my Watch JR Go sticker, and I got my stickers in the back here, and my little iguana, and somewhere in the back I got my little Kia hamster guy somewhere. Here's the back seat. Can surprisingly hold a lot of stuff back here. I've been using this car for deliveries. One thing I really don't like, and I really wish, one thing that my previous two cars had that I really wish this car had, was a folding back seat. It would really help a lot. Would be to have a folding back seat. Front seat here, sorry about the mess. I tried to clean it up as best as I could. Another thing I wish that I would like my next car to have, I really hate the fact that this car has manual mirrors. I know, first world problem, but you know, it's kind of a pain to deal with that when other cars have oh my god, I just noticed this, the cap on this Civic is off, and you can see the lane watch camera is just hanging down there. We'll go ahead and do a mileage check, and we'll start the car up. Got my Bluetooth speaker right there. I just decided that I didn't want to deal with ripping the dash apart. You know, keeps the car correct. And your mileage is 76,165. Bought the car with 64,000, so 12,000 miles. The check engine light is on. That is something that I have needed to deal with. It's an evap code thing. I may or may not get around to doing it this year, strictly because I'm not sure if I have to do emissions testing on my car this year or next year. For registration purposes, if I have to do it this year, I'll get it done. If I don't, I mean, not that it really matters, because the Secretary of State and the emissions places are all closed due to COVID-19, so that's fun. Manual dimming rearview mirror. Heat and air conditioning work great. Hazards, button that I use a lot considering I park on the street a lot. Very happy that my one thing that I absolutely love about this car, rear defroster works great. 4-speed automatic. Another thing is when they did the brake service, they said the parking brake cable was just rusted and too far gone, so they said, we can disconnect it to get the car functional. You just won't have a parking brake, which is fine. I never really use the parking brake anyway. It's not like I don't live in San Francisco or anything, and you really don't need a parking brake with an automatic. If it were a stick shift, then yeah. And we'll show you under the hood. 1.5 liter engine. This is actually a Mazda sourced engine. Just got the oil change done on this. Battery is going to definitely need to be replaced sooner than later. But yeah, everything is good as far as that concerned. Another thing I'd like to eventually do: get a new horn. There's a weird issue sometimes. The horn doesn't work. It'll just intermittently stop working, but it hasn't completely failed on me. And then another thing I want to do is either source some new wiper arms or get these painted. Last car I ended up plasti dipping them, and then it didn't quite work. But that's where we are on the old Hooptie. Honestly, out of all of the cars that I've had that are like, beater cars, this is probably one of my favorites. This is probably, save for my 94 Tracer that just had so much 90s nostalgia going for it, I do like this car. It's been a good car so far. Only things that have left me stranded were needed a new alternator, needed an alternator belt, and my battery died, but thank goodness for AAA, because I got the battery fixed, or I got the battery jumped. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Eventually I'll have to get new tires for it, but can probably source them pretty cheap. I mean, they are like 14-inch tires. And then I guess I'll show you the trunk. Decent sized trunk. I got a lot of junk back here, but decent sized trunk for a small economy car. So there you have it, my 2002 Kia Rio. Thanks for watching, guys.